Welcome to Capon Design. If you've ever wanted to learn how to cut your friends in half without, well, actually killing them, well, this is the tutorial for you. I don't know if you saw the most recent sketch that we put up called A Couple of Bronies, but here is a clip from it.
Oh my god! What?
As you can see, I'm bleeding out rainbows in the scene, but you know, I wasn't actually cut in half, obviously, but I'm going to teach you how to make it look like you were, well, cut open. Anyway, so the first thing we did was, let's jump into After Effects, and you see just regular me, just hanging out, looking shocked. Actually, somebody said I look a lot like Jonah Hill in this photo. Aaron. Anyway, so the second thing we did was we shot a clean plate. Now, there's a couple of issues with the two. One, there's not really a clean divide between my shirt and the floor. Second of all, my body creates several shadows, and it blocks light from getting back to the back wall, and it makes the couch on the left a little bit darker. So the first thing we need to do is to separate Live Eugene from, you know, the background. So first thing I'm going to do is, we have the two layers. Let's just go to tutorial mode, layers. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put Eugene whole, because naming conventions are important. And then here's the background. Okay. Alright, so the next thing we need to do is, let's get out the pen tool. And when we use the pen tool on just the layer, it's going to create a brand new mask. And we want to be just inside the cut. Alright. Alright, and then what it's going to do is, it's going to isolate the area where, well, my pants are. But we can fix this by going down to layers, dropping it into the mask. See where it says mask? Go to subtract, and now you see, well, just the lower half of my body. Looks kind of creepy, you know, and it doesn't really look like what we want. Like, I mean, you can clearly see where the mask is. So we're going to go ahead and create another mask in the same area. And I'm just going to make a selection over here. Make it subtract as well. But this time, what I'm going to do is I'm going to feather it. So go back down to layers, grab mask 2, and we're going to feather it. Now it looks a lot more even. Actually, we can go up to path 2 up here a little bit. I'm going to do 2 pixels. And if it looks too sharp, we can even create like a third mask. Just to act as a buffer. Now, that little corner is going to be completely fine, just because we are going to be putting down blood and whatnot. I'm not going to show you guys how to make the rainbow effect that I had in my video, but I will make it look like a bloodbath for you in this tutorial. So the next thing we need to do is we need to put down some sort of bottom half. And I found this image of cut meat right off the internet. I'm not quite sure where it came from. So hopefully nobody will get upset when, you know, I use it for this project. All right, I'm gonna slip it between the two layers because it's going underneath, and then I'm going to reposition it to look part of like my torso. And now, obviously, we're gonna have to go in and we're gonna have to create another mask to cut out all the excess image that's not the meat. Just work our way through. Subtle. Okay. That looks pretty good for a start. Now, in the video that you guys saw, whenever I moved my torso, the meat, the multicolored meat, actually moved with it. And that's really easy to do. You just find a tracking point and you track your insides or your guts to the actual body. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up to layer. I'm going to go up to new. I'm going to create a brand new null object. Okay. The second thing I'm going to do is I'm going to click on Whole Eugene. I'm going to go to motion track over here. And I'm going to use the motion track to find a spot. There's this fold in my shirt that is really clean. And from there, I'm just going to let it run through. So when I move, it tracks all the movements, and it's very subtle, but every little movement and every little detail will help sell the effect. And it looks like we're through now. Okay, cool. So anyway, you then go to Edit Target, and that null 7 layer that we have, we're going to click it, and we're going to hit Apply. X and Y, yes. So all those movements have now been applied to the null 7 layer. I'm just going to rename it Tracker though. Okay. Then we take the meat. You grab this little pin whip, tie it to the tracker, and now it's going to follow my stomach as we go through. Now it's not enough for it to be, you know, hey, it's now tracking, but we should take the meat. Let's try to color correct it a little bit. So I'm going to go to Effects. All right, we're going to go to, let's see, we want color correction. We're going to go with, let's try channel mixer. And from here, we can make it a little bit off color. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and get a curves adjustment in there as well. Where is curves? Let's get curves adjustment in there. Let's bring it down. Let's make it a little bit redder, a little bit darker, less vibrant. It looks a lot more like blood covered. Let's layer it. And then I'm gonna move it up just a little. And then what I'm gonna do is drop it down, and I'm gonna put a 3 pixel feather on it. So it's just gonna blend in with the background a little bit more. Alright, now what will really sell this effect is we're gonna need blood. And you can find a ton of images online of just like blood with white backgrounds that you can put a multiply transfer mode on. But I found this very splotchy watercoloring image, which we're actually going to use, just because in the video it looks like I've been sitting there for a while. I mean, blood is going to be dried at different levels. Some of it could still be like emptying out of my body, and the rest could have been, you know, just dried and browned blood. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to drop it in. I'm going to shrink it. And then I'm going to turn it into a 3D layer. Now, by turning it into a 3D layer, I can actually position it in the correct place where I think it should be. Actually, that's a little too small for me, so I'm going to drop it down a little bit. I'm going to throw it underneath the meat. And then I'm going to, like I said, because the white background, it's really easy to just put in a multiply. Now we're gonna duplicate it a couple of times, just because it's very bland. Third time. Fourth time. Now, by doing all these different layers, we're creating. Actually, no, I'm gonna flip this one layer around, just so we have some variation in everything. Now you can see all the different layers are stacked on top of each other. It looks like they're alright. There we go. Now it looks like just pools of blood. So, except for it's not red. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pre-compose, reset to screen, or multiply, sorry, and it's back. So we're going to go back to color correction, and we want to, what do we want to do? You know, I'm going to show you how I did the multicolors. I just grabbed a 4-color palette, or a 4-color gradient, slap that boy on, changed the blending mode to color, and now it looks like blood, right? In just a little bit, create a darker blood, just closer in, Let's grab another one. Let's make kind of an orangey blood. Yeah. Looks like blood, right? Okay, now we just need to do a little bit of cleanup work. The layers are over the couch. So this pre-composed layer that we have of the different watercolor segments does need to be cut out around. So we're going to grab the pen tool again. We're going to go in here. And we're just going to make, we're going to cut everything around. Subtract that area of the mask that we have. Subtract. Gonna feather it, of course, by 2. Doesn't look as sharp. I can see there's like these very faint lines where everything's kind of. So we're gonna go through. We're gonna help remove these lines. Through this pre-composed blood layer. Subtract again. Get out. And here we go. I've successfully cut myself in half using After Effects. It does look cartoonish, but that's part of the effect that makes it really funny. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to go check out the sketch that this is actually from if you haven't seen it. It's called A Couple of Bronies. Anyway, I'm Eugene Capon. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, do all that stuff. If you found this helpful, hit the like button, share with a friend. Maybe you want to sit down and try this effect yourself. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. I will see you next time.